All right, greetings. My name is Utibe. With Love as a KPI, I believe that when organizations are driven by love for people, meaning when love for people is the primary driver, that in itself yields better outcomes financially, strategically, operationally, as well as better outcomes for the people at both sides of that equation, whether those people are employees or customers or community members, as well as the people within the organization themselves. And love, as described here, right? There are many definitions for love, many songs about love. I mean, very specifically, the outcome of the perspective, meaning how we see, the posture, how we've positioned ourselves, and the practice that prioritizes the needs and betterment of others. And I shared in a recent video how organizations offer love, right? And so there's four things I shared. One is through how we lead, so the practice of our leadership. Number two is our offerings, our products, our services, our experiences. Number three is the value proposition, to the degree to which we deliver value, whether it's functional value, emotional value, or anything that transcends that. And number four, engagement, which is the ongoing relationship that an organization has with the people that it impacts and the mediums through which that relationship is nurtured. And so I shared those things. One of the areas I've worked a lot in is experience design. And we would always say about experience design that a company or a brand or a department, whatever, is offering an experience. Whether or not they knew it, the question wasn't, are you offering an experience to people? It's, are you intentionally designing a good one? So that was a lot of the things, one of the things that underpinned the practice of experience design is, are you intentionally designing a good one? In the same way, organizations are expressing something already to people through how they lead, through their offerings, through value proposition, and through engagement. Something is being expressed. That's the question. Isn't are you? It's really, are you intentionally designing and offering, expressing love or something else through those things. And so this quick video is really on the question sort of why a love-led organization. So practically, as a business leader with many pressures, with many tensions, with many questions that you're asking, why pivot or why have a love-led organization explicitly? And a lot of organizations do some of these things implicitly, but why explicitly have a love-led organization? I'll say three things, and these three things are weighty, and I will not go deep into them, and I'm going to mention three things. I love things in threes. Number one is the metrics. We've talked about this in some of the articles. Things like employee attrition, your customer attrition, your employee engagement, anything that requires a human being to do these things, to either buy something, to stay longer, to tell others, right? To engage, to connect. If a human has to make a decision, and if these decisions impact your bottom line, a love-led organization is more likely than not to find these metrics be better, because it's human beings that have to make those decisions, especially when there's a choice for them to decide. And so these metrics, whether it's employee metrics, customer metrics, people voting, in favor of all of the people deciding to fundraise, people deciding to give, all of these metrics that have a human being behind them making a decision are better when it's a love-led organization, because it's people that have to make these decisions. The second thing is a love-led organization spends less time trying to enforce people doing the right thing. You spend less time trying to reinforce people doing the right thing, because you over time are curating an organization where the culture, the mindset, the practice, even how we hire, what we talk about, how we talk to customers is about the other. And so more likely than not, you will have sort of higher instances of unsupervised correct actions in a love-led organization. And last but not least, it's a very important one, is legacy. And it's not one that maybe we talk about a lot, but I think about the legacy both of the organization, but the people behind your organization, right? So for leaders, if you want a legacy that lasts beyond a product or a service, right? A mentor recently said in a different setting, she said, all that's left of you is what you do for others. I believe business is a big, big conduit to what we can do for others. Projects start and end. Initiatives start and end. Some things we work on will be long forgotten, but what you do and what you do for people and in people is what actually carries forward. And so letting that sink in, legacy, right? The kind of legacy, being intentional about the kind of legacy that you want to have as a leader in people, through your products and services, through the value proposition, through those things, that's more likely to happen in a positive way with a love-led organization, when you're really focused on loving people as a primary driver. And so just thought I would offer that perspective of why a love-led organization. So three things. One, metrics. We talked about the metrics, whether it's your customer attrition, your retention metrics, or your loyalty metrics, your engagement metrics, your growth metrics, your advocacy metrics, your marketing spend. Things, again, that have to do with humans making a decision. If those humans feel and experience being loved by you, not just treated nicely, being loved by you, you're more likely to see those things grow. Number two, a love-led organization spends less time trying to enforce people doing the right thing, so you have more unsupervised correct action. And last but not least, it's a question of legacy, and this is really how you really build an enduring legacy as a leader, is being intentional about what you're doing, systemically being intentional about what you're doing in and for people. All right, thank you for listening. All right, bye-bye.